What up, man? It's your big brother K-Rino. I don't like the way this light. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I don't like the way that's looking. I'm a little too dark. Let me lighten up the situation just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Get me high, but not on drugs. Just a little bit. What's going on, man? We here on a Sunday evening. Uh, sorry I'm so late. I'm taking care of business at the same time, trying to kick it with the family. But we are here. We are here. I won't be long, but I plan to be strong, man. Um, y'all see the topic today? We have a topic today. But before we get started with anything, I want all of y'all to click the like button if y'all haven't already. It's a little thumbs up thingy if you don't know what it is. And turn your notifications on. It's a little bell thingy if you don't know what that is. I see y'all pouring in, man. What's up to all of y'all? Hope y'all are having a wonderful Sunday, fun day, as Michelle says. Sunday, fun day. Um, a lot of stuff going on with your big brother. I want to let all of y'all know that the South Park Coalition album is out. It's available on all the digital providers. So I need everybody who knows and doesn't have it or didn't know and don't have it to go get it. Pick whatever provider that you choose to go get the new South Park Coalition album. It's called The Ties That Bind Us. Also, I want y'all to, like I said, subscribe to this channel and turn your notifications on, but also subscribe to our podcast channel, which is the Underground Dialogue Podcast. Underground Dialogue Podcast on YouTube, and our sports podcast called the Legends 34 Podcast on YouTube as well. Hold on, I'm getting all the housekeeping out the way early. I may revisit as we go along. There we go. South Park Coalition album, new album, The Ties That Bind Us. That's the name of it. Y'all haven't saw The Ties That Bind Us video, y'all make sure y'all check that out as well. And we're gonna get right into it. I'm trying to remember everything that we got going. I've been pushing my album back, my solo album back and back and back because I've been busy with a lot of other stuff I'm still busy with, but getting ready to start working on my next project, my next solo album, which will be out in December. December, probably late December, early January at the latest. Don't have a title for that yet, so get ready. Your big brother is also well, I ain't gonna tell y'all everything, but got some stuff coming up. Anyway, let's get into the topic, man. Let's get it popping. Let's get it popping like Orville Redenbacher. Y'all see the title. The title says, just let me handle everything. And that's a familiar phrase in the music industry and in the entertainment industry on a whole when people say, we'll handle everything, or I'll handle everything, or just let me handle everything. And they'll tell you, as y'all hit that like button, they'll tell you, well, you just focus on you being the talent, you know. And ever since I've been in the music business, that's been a common theme that I've heard throughout my life. Not just told to me, but different people, you know, that I've heard their stories and I've seen from the outside looking in. And to my experience, I won't say 100% of the time, but I'll say to my experience about 90% of the time, That's usually a bad sign for the artist or for the talent. When somebody tells you, we'll handle everything, don't worry about that part. Don't concern yourself with that part. And what is that part? That part is usually the business part, which is the most important part. It's usually the business part that they tell you, don't worry about, let me handle that. Now, the problem is that when you're young and naive, or when you're new to the game, or when you're young and naive, you don't think of anything wrong with that statement. You don't think there's anything wrong with that statement. As a matter of fact, you even think that the person who tells you that is doing you a favor. You think that they're looking out for you when they tell you that, because they say, "Oh man, don't stress yourself out with that business stuff, man. I'll take care of that. You just focus on, you keep on writing them songs. You keep on making that good music, man. You just don't, you stay in the studio, man, and we'll take care of all this and all that." And you go, "Oh man, okay, cool, man. I thank you, man. I appreciate that." Because yeah, I was kind of worried about that, and it's kind of taking my focus off my creativity. And no, don't worry about that. You just keep banging them out, keep banging them out. And all the while, most of the time, those same people who are telling you that, they are behind the scenes making deals that won't benefit you in the long run, that those deals will benefit them in the long run. And that's a problem, because by the time that you as an artist figure that out, you're already in a deal that's so messed up that you've lost so much, or you're in a deal that's locked you in long term that you can't just easily get out of. And now the knowledge of the business has come to you, but you're handcuffed, you're stuck. And there's no worse feeling in the world than being in a bad business deal with somebody who you thought had your best interest in mind and in heart. They told you that they got you. They said, "I got you," and then they got you in a different kind of way. So I don't know how many. It's not that many people in here today. I don't know how many artists in the chat, or aspiring artists, but I will say this: whoever is in here, y'all know people that are in the business or want to get into the business, or people that may one day, you may come across somebody that wants to get into the business. I'm making this video just for you to just, at the very least, to let them know that that's a hot flaming Cheeto flag. If somebody ever tells them that, if somebody ever gets told that, you could tell them, "Hey man, I was on one of K-Rino's lives, and he mentioned that. He said, beware of anybody that tells you, don't worry about it, we'll take care of everything." Never let that be the case. I started out so young in my career, and I was blessed. I almost said lucky, but actually I was blessed, that my dad was the one who was um, monitoring and working my career for me from the business side. Now, so when there were times when he would say, "Hey, let me handle everything. I got this. I got this." I fell into that 10% that it wasn't a motive to try to trick me, because my dad actually did take care of everything. He had it. He made sure that nobody was going to mess over us. Now, did we make mistakes just because of the lack of knowledge of the business that we all had, and even he had? Yeah, of course, we made mistakes. There are things that were done wrong, but a lot that was done right. but the motive and the intention was there to like, hey, you know, I got us. But that other side, especially when people don't know you, because people will latch on to you, they'll discover your talent. People will know it, will recognize you and say, oh, wow, man, you're really good, man. Hey, man, what you doing with your music? Oh, man, I'm just trying to make some songs. I put some out to you. You got a manager? Nah, I ain't got no manager. Hey, man, so you need somebody to represent you, man. You need somebody that's going to back you, that's going to look out for you, man, get you some shows and blah, blah, blah. And then you knew the game, so you're like, oh, you can do all that? Yeah, man, look at man. I was. Then they start running down their credentials. No, I used to work with such back in the days, man. I had a label called Records back in 91, and that, they start running down the whole thing, telling you people they know, people they work with, and then all that might be true. Or it might just be that they were around those people in the video. See, when I was young, y'all, I would come across people who were said to be in the music business, and some of them were not deep in the business that they made themselves out to be. They just were in other areas. They may have promoted shows. They may have just been a high roller that was on the scene and was around all the stars. So you see pictures of them. We went to this one guy's spot one time because we thought that he could boost us up. We thought that he could put us in the door. We were told that this is the guy we need to talk to. And we was young, 15, 16 years old. So we said, okay, we're going to go by this guy's place. We get by the place. It's like a funeral home. It's like the headquarters. It's like a funeral home and stuff. So we get in there, but when we get there, it's like he got all these pictures on the wall of him with stars. He's on the wall with all the people we grew up watching, famous people. So as a young 15, 16-year-old youngster, we like, wow, okay, he is somebody big. Look, that's him in such and such. Wow, that's him in such and such. So it just puts it in your mind that because, okay, he's on a pitch, he's taking pictures with all these people, and it's pre-social media. If you was to see something like that now, it wouldn't impress you. Well, it shouldn't impress you as an artist, because nowadays, all you got to do is go to a show, go to a meet and greet, be in the right place at the right time, and you can get pictures with famous people, and over time, you'll accumulate a nice little album of pictures with known people to make it look like you somebody too. But back then, that wasn't the case. If you saw these, because these were actual physical Polaroid pictures stuck to a wall. But those are the types of things that could actually fool you into thinking that somebody was on a higher level than they were, or they may have been a part of something big a while back. And it could be the smallest thing. Well, who is that? Oh man, he sung background on Brick House for the Commodores in '73. And you're like, okay, well, it's 88 now, but yeah, what has he done recently, And but at that time, you're not thinking like that. You're like, he was the third guitar player for Confunction. You think that's a big thing, But a lot of times, a lot of those people, they got bit by the same dog that we ended up getting bit by, which was the industry. And they're not able to do a lot of the things that we think they can do just because they had a little cup of coffee in the game, a little rendezvous in the music business. And it's a deception. And some will use that, because if an artist had a chance to be big, or they were right there at a point where they could have been big, and something happened and it didn't work out for them, whether they blew it, whether they got messed over by a label, however it went down, the biggest thing that a failed artist, I didn't want to use that word, but one of the biggest things that a failed artist wants to do is get one more crack at it. And sometimes that one more chance at it will come through them as an individual getting their own career back on track, or the smart ones will see it in somebody else. Like, oh, nah, I ain't performing no more, but I'm gonna find me a young, hot, talented artist, and I'm gonna get behind them and bring them up, and I'll come up and make money off of them. And the reason why I say the smart ones, I don't mean smart in terms of just morally correct. If you're out to try to find somebody like that to mess over them, I'm saying smart that they at least had sense enough to know that their personal window was closed as an artist, and let's lean towards this new generation, this new thing. And the new thing back when I was coming up was rap music itself. Just the genre itself was brand new. People used to think rap wasn't gonna last. Oh man, this little thing y'all doing, it's gonna be a fad. It's gonna play out in a couple of years, and y'all will be back doing something else. But here we are, all these years later, and we still doing it, and it's stronger than ever economically for the business people, for the companies, not for the artists. So when people will say, we'll take care of everything, you just focus on the music, I ain't talking about individuals. I gave examples of individuals, but I'm not just specifically talking about individuals, because the biggest culprit, the teachers of that whole principle, are the record labels, the big labels. Because what do? They take you and they drop you at the studio. They put the money behind. They may actually do it. They may actually make you into a star. But them making you into a star has nothing to do with just loving you or having this great love for your talent. The only love they have for your talent is based around how much revenue you can generate for them. So they'll tell you, we are the machine. Let us take care of everything. We'll pay for the studio. We got you on your photo shoot, your image, your video, your marketing, your promotion, your distribution. We got you on your radio play. We'll take care of everything. All the way down to the stipulations in the contracts. Hey, and if you are smart enough to go, what is this part right here mean? What does this mean right here? If you're smart enough to do that, oh, that's just some minor little detail stuff. That's stuff you don't even have to worry about. Yeah, but what if I want to know? What if I really, really want to know? You know? And if you ask too many questions, see, I've said this before, I want to say it again, because this applies to anything in life. If there's something that I'm talking to everybody in here, if there's something that you are trying to get accomplished, something that you're trying to do, some kind of move you're trying to make, and there are people who are helping you or say that they're helping you, they might actually be helping you, whether they are real help, fake help. If they get annoyed by you asking too many questions, move around, get out. Because the only time people will get annoyed with you asking too many questions will be if they're trying to get over on you. Because if they're trying to get over on you, the more questions that you ask, then the tougher it gets for them to carry out the deception. Because it's like, this dude just ain't accepting everything I'm telling him to accept, and it's getting on my nerves because I'm trying to get to the deception, but he keeps asking these questions. So ask as many questions that pop into your head without shame. Hey, man, if I want to know, I need to ask. Now, those who are transparent, I mean, those who have nothing to hide or nothing, they'll be transparent. They'll be like, okay, well, might get a little deterred that you act like, hey, man, look, let me tell you again. But they'll tell you because they're not trying to get over on you. So I always knew two things. Well, as I got older, I didn't always know, but I learned. When a person gets annoyed that you asking questions, that's a red flag. A person that claims they want to do business with you, that's a red flag. When they're bothered by you asking questions, red flag. Number two, if I had to grow into this part, if you are dealing with somebody who doesn't want to do any paperwork, but you want to do some paperwork, and the mere mention of paperwork makes them go, oh man, I mean, it ain't that complex, man. I mean, we just try get out. Because why are you ducking and dodging paperwork? Why are you ducking and dodging the concept of solidifying the deal on paper so that everything can be clear and understood, and it could be no problems down the line, or no he said, she said, or no, I didn't say it all. See? Paperwork covers so many grounds because there are so many details that can be added into it. I can say, well, no, okay, when we get to this many units, blah, 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 this happens. Or I'm entitled to this percentage based on this. And if this, you can put the details inside of the details, because everybody has a slick way of just saying, well, man, look, man, it's just all the paperwork says. So somebody's scared of paperwork, it's another red flag. Now, is every situation something that you have to do paperwork on? Nah, it's not. Certain things are just simple and to the point, or the stakes may not be that high. But if somebody chooses to go the paperwork route on everything they do, I don't have an issue with that at all. I'll take no issue with that, because it serves as a protection. Now, the bigger level, the higher levels you go, now the concept of paperwork alters a little bit, because now you may not be the one who is presenting the paperwork or drawing up the paperwork. The machine may hand you the paperwork. They draw up the contract and they say, hey, here it is, sign here. And if you're in a position, or better yet, if you believe, or you're made to believe that you're in a position where these stipulations are non-negotiable, and you really, really want that deal, or you think you really, really want that deal, then guess what happens? You sign that deal. Because the big labels are like, hey, man, you need me. But that was then. We kind of living in a new day now where the labels don't have that kind of pulling power like they used to. They still have a lot of pulling power. People still signing. But a lot of these artists now are already building up their own names and their own fan bases and their own revenue streams long before they get on the radar of a label. And it was just like that back in the days down in the South and on the independent blast with physical copies. It was the same way. So when the labels would come to the independent artists who were moving a lot of units. Now the independent artists had a bargaining base. Like, oh no, we ain't just roaching and hungry and desperate to sign with you. We do all right independent. So now you can negotiate. But the labels, man, oh man, they such devils, man. They so devilish in the way they operate that they have now figured out a way to generate more, to rape the artist more through the digital platforms, the streaming companies and the labels, man. And y'all hear me say this all the time, and they pay so little and they make so much, to where what they was doing back in the days in the 70s, 80s, 90s, early 2000s with the physical copy, the percentage of royalties, the royalty percentage that an artist was getting off of physical copies back then was so tiny. Now that percentage from back then looks like a gold mine compared to today. Because if you was getting 25 cents a unit in the 80s and the 90s, you're not even getting 1 cent per stream from digital sales. Man. But a lot of that is the we'll handle it. Don't worry about it. We'll handle it. And this whole digital age, this ushered itself in. And they dictated the pay rate. They dictated the pay rate. They were like, hey, this is what it is. And somebody came up, and I'm speaking this from an evil side. I'm not saying this is a great idea, like it's righteous. Somebody came up with the great idea to like, hey man, we can really, really, really screw these guys over. That was never a time or a moment for the artist to negotiate a pay rate from digital sales. It was just always told, this is what you get. And now here we are. And they're so dirty. It's so dirty, man, that you can't even go in and negotiate. You can't even go in and negotiate. So to stack on top of that, here's what else they do, what they've done. And I'm sure they probably still do this. Everything associated with you as an artist, they try to assign someone to you from under their umbrella. So they'll assign you a manager, an accountant, an attorney, a road manager. They'll give you all that, but it's all out of their house. So having these individuals from these record labels that are assigned to work on your behalf, that's like having a court-appointed lawyer. That's like going to trial with a court-appointed lawyer. He's appointed by the court. So the basis of this conversation, and I'm gonna go to y'all comments in a minute, because I told y'all we're gonna hold y'all long. But the basis of this conversation is to plant the seed in our minds that even if you decide to do business with somebody that's bigger than you, an investor, record label, talent agency, I don't know, always have it in your mind that you are the boss and the controller of your career. Nobody gets to put you on the outside of the door while they go in the door and chop up the business. Nobody. That's the lesson. I don't care how much knowledge they got. I don't care how many connections they got. I don't care who they worked with, who they knew, what they did. Hey, man, if you are shooting straight with me, you should want to teach me the business. Think about that. They say one of the greatest signs of a great leader, one of the signs of a great leader is that he produces other leaders. He doesn't have the desire to keep another individual just up under his foot forever. He wants to make you into what he is or she is. That's a sign of a great leader. That's a sign of a real boss. Bosses make bosses. But if I'm always hiding the light from you, I don't want to tell you. So, man, how were you able to do that, man? You ain't got to worry about that. Why wouldn't you want to teach your artists? See? Why would you tell your artists, hey, man, wait outside. We'll take care of that for you. See? At the end of the day, man, I don't care how old you are. I don't care how much you don't know. Because what happens is we get paranoid about what we don't know. And fear is a product of lack of knowledge. So if you come in the game not knowing certain things, ignorant to certain things, then here's what happens. Somebody who does know can just lead you how they want to lead you if they're not sincere, they're not honest. And you'll kind of accept it because I don't understand it. Watch out, I'll take care of that. You don't understand this publishing stuff? You don't understand about the publishing stuff? Okay, I'll set it up for you. Let me set it up for you. How many artists and entertainers and athletes have you seen get robbed by the very people who were supposed to be working for them and taking care of them? Accountants stealing money, managers stealing money, record labels stealing money, people who worked close, lawyers stealing money. And it's not just from people who were green and had no knowledge of the game. Some of these people who got robbed are very smart and intelligent people. And it's not that they wouldn't have understood what was going on or any terminology that was incorporated into paperwork. It's just that they trusted the wrong people. They trusted the wrong people. See, sometimes your mistake is not ignorance. Sometimes the mistake is misplaced trust. And what does that misplaced trust stem from? That misplaced trust could stem from a process of conditioning that has made us believe that certain cats, hey man, they got it. They know what they're doing. This is what they do. Let them do what they do. Oh, this guy's been an accountant. Oh, he's a good friend of mine. He's worked with this guy, that guy. He'll take care of you. Yep, he'll take care of you and steal millions and millions of dollars from you. Because you're not the first one that he stole millions and millions of dollars. Don't never let nobody tell you they'll handle everything as it relates to your livelihood and your business and your company, because that's your life. That's your life. And always work to learn as much. It's things that I still don't know about the music business, because for two reasons. Number one, it's always changing. The business is always evolving and different things are coming up and changing. So when you get a hold of something new comes along, and now you got to try to figure that out, But the other reason is because as a young person, I never took the time to learn certain things. Because the same way a person can tell you, hey, you just focus on being talented. You just focus on making the music, doing the work. You focus on working on your jump shot, man. Stay in that gym. Get in that weight room, man. You focus on throwing that ball, man. We'll take care of the rest of that. The same way people will tell you that, a lot of times, early on, that's what we wanted to do. That's what we wanted to do. All we wanted to do was sit up and write rhymes. All we wanted to do was just play basketball and work on our game, work on our ball handling, and work on our footwork. So everybody gets robbed by these devils. The boxer gets robbed. He gets robbed the most. The singer gets robbed. The actor gets robbed. The rapper gets robbed. Take control of your own work. People will say, oh, you don't have to do that. I'll do that for you. Okay, man. Hey, man, I really appreciate that. Then they do it wrong. Well, who was supposed to do this? Juan Soto. Juan, what happened? Well, he told me he was going to take care. Well, that was your assignment. It is. Sorry, Juan, we got to let you go. Let's get it on, man. I see my homie Leo from Australia is in the building. Shout out to the homie Leonardo. I see you, Leo. Hope all is well with you, my brother. Let me tell y'all something. Anybody that I have ever traveled across the world and kicked it with, and they took care of me, they're going to always have a place in my heart, man. And when we went to Australia back in the days, the homie Leo, when we got to Sydney, this dude here was A1 from day one. Took care of us, man. Looked out for us. Just was just a genuine A1 soul. So it's always good. Let me read your comment. Leo says, I'm forever grateful for your music. I'm glad you stay independent. The best hip hop music ever heard. K, keep up with your podcast and keep trying to wake up the mass. Oh man, I appreciate you, Leo. I do it for y'all. Phantom Face says we have to change that one way or another. People should get what they've earned. Yeah, and it's a scripture that say, my people perish for lack of knowledge. We got to learn this business or whatever business. Got to learn. Got to learn this business, man. The more we learn, the less we decrease our chances of getting messed over. Now, you can't 100% insure yourself against something going wrong. You can make a mistake, and you can know a lot and still make a mistake, or you can know a lot and still fall in the wrong hands. You can really vet and think you know somebody and think they got you, and they'll still get you. So, but you still have to do the due diligence to protect yourself as much as you can from that happening. But yeah, Phantom Face, people should get paid what they earn. But unfortunately, we live in a world that's the business, not just the business, but the business side is so corrupt, man. It's so greedy. Because you got to think about how this thing operates with the implementation of the whole streaming thing. Man, they generate billions of dollars, man, through the digital sales and the digital sales of music in whatever form, whether it's a download, whether it's a stream, freaking sync licensing, whatever it is, they generate billions and they pay out crumbs. So it's a moral issue, it's an integrity issue, it's a business, and it's a lack of business integrity due to greed that makes us not get what we earn, because they didn't write one bar. They didn't play one note on the beat. Miami, what's up, my brother? We don't have physical copies yet. We'll be doing physical copies soon. I'm gonna touch bases with the fellas. Hope y'all liking the album, man. Texas Ganja Toker. Hey, K-Rino, it's nice to see you perform at BFE Rock Club. BFE, that was a while back, huh? That was a while back, right? I was at the BFE Rock Club. Success says taking your publishing points is not cool. Yeah, but it's been the thing in music since that was publishing, because a lot of artists never knew what that was and still don't really understand it and still don't really concentrate on it, because we don't understand as a whole the importance of it. See, an album will only sell so much. An album only has so long of a life in terms of how much that album is going to sell. If an album that came out 30 years ago went gold, that album sold 500,000 units, it went gold, and it was 30 years ago. So you look at it now, if you look it up, you'll say, well, it was certified gold. That means it's gold. It sold 500,000 in its heyday, but now it might be at 650, 700,000. It ain't made the platinum yet, right? So it's still gold until it gets to platinum. It's operating somewhere teetering in between. It had a slowdown point, a stopping point. Publishing could have a slowdown point, but it has a better chance of a longer life because of the fact that if you have this big hit record that dropped in 1982, this record is still playing. It played a lot when it was out because it was hot, and a lot of that money was generated, publishing money at its peak was generated when the song was at its peak of its hotness. But now later on, 20 years later, 30 years later, that hit song still plays. Now, it may not play as much as it did when it was in heavy rotation, but you hear it on the old school channel. And this is in every city. You hear it on this station, that station, these stations that generate publishing royalties. And that song and those particular songs, that handful of songs that this artist made, they're generating revenue forever. They're generating revenue in what's called perpetuity. So the publishing life is eternal. That's why he who owns the publishing on the right publishing, you know, they say gains everlasting life, gains everlasting wealth, gains generational wealth. They knew that. They knew we didn't know it. They hid it from us. I believe that's why they killed Sam Cooke. But that's another story. I'm reading the comments, y'all, because I ain't going to hold y'all up too long. I promise y'all that. Tyson says comic book floppies are still popping, even though they tried to push digital on everybody. Yeah, see, they're trying to go digital on everything. You know how you have like the audio books and things of that nature. You can download a book, you know, instead of just getting the actual physical book and reading the book. See, they're trying to monopolize this thing to where they have it consolidated, like we got everything in a digital form, because it takes away the power of the owner. The ownership, you can own it. I own all my music, but I don't control the payout from the digital side. I can't make them give me what I want them to give me or what I feel like I'm worth. I have no power over that. I go through their platforms. The best thing that can happen for me is y'all keep buying it. The more people gets hip to it, the more they buy, the more it accumulates. But if I had full or better control over that, like in my physical copies, they have no power over my physical copies. But they saw so many other artists independently prospering through their physical copies that they slowly are trying to push physical copies out. So how do you push physical copies out? You create the digital platform and you make the receptacle of the physical copy, you make that obsolete. So in other words, we ain't make no more CD players. You know, you gotta just be an old school cat that's still rocking CDs or a collector or whatever. We ain't making no more CD players. So we're not putting them in the cars no more. We're not making the little portable ones that you can carry, and that's dead. Everything got to be digital now. But if you got a fan base that rocks with you, then they'll still support your physicals. And you can still get the digital. Trust me, I encourage you to still buy my music through the digital platform. Go right ahead. But if any artist puts out physical, get that too. They're putting them physicals out for a reason. Support and get both. People will go to the store and buy 2 pairs of the same Jordans. If you can do that, you can get my album on Spotify, iTunes, and still buy a CD. The reviewer says, "Word, I feel it's nothing better than doing it for self. I enjoy it even more." Yeah, you feel the empowerment of doing things for yourself. You feel the empowerment of it, and especially once you actually get to harvest the fruit of your labor. Now, you're going to make some mistakes. You're going to bump your head, man, but a mistake, what is the definition of a mistake? Y'all want to know, what is the real definition of the word mistake? Do anybody know? I'll give y'all a minute on that. Michelle says, look at Brittany. If your own family will sell you out, then you can imagine what's out there. Who is Brittany? Britney Spears? Which Brittany you talking about? Even artists steal other artists' work, line song. Yeah, absolutely. It's a cutthroat world we live in. Detroit, D-Town, ultimately we need our own recording technology, analog, digital platforms, and distribution network. But guess what? That's a great point. And I was watching the thing last night. I was watching this short on YouTube, and it was bringing up the time when Suge Knight, Jay Prince, Irv Gotti, and somebody else was meeting to try to put together, at the time they were saying a distribution company, a black-owned distribution company between successful independent music moguls. But I saw last night where they say it wasn't necessarily a distribution company, but a what's the word I'm looking for? Like a union. That was it. With pensions and stuff for artists, where they would have this thing set up to where artists could have pensions and have retirement money and all that. And allegedly somebody blew the whistle. Somebody went and told Massa what they were getting ready to do. And all of a sudden, magically, all three of those guys involved that were getting ready to be at the head of this thing, they all ended up getting attacked by the feds. No accident. Because somebody allegedly went and told Massa, hey, boss, let me tell you what them slaves is getting ready to go do. That's why we can't include everybody in the big plan. Can't do it. We cannot include everybody in the big plan. Black folks, we want to run away. We running away tonight. We ain't gonna be slaves no more. We finna head. We running for our freedom. So it's about 10 or 12 of us in there planning and plotting how we gonna do it. But it's always that one that's gonna sneak in there and tell Massa they getting ready to run in the morning. Well, not in the morning, but they gonna run tonight. They's gonna run tonight, boss. Man, Grant's Modern Life says, I miss the 90s, early 2000s. Me too. I ain't gonna lie. But we got to grow with the times. We can't be locked up in the past, because the reality is you're not going to get back to the past. It's not going to happen. You got to grow and learn what's going on now. Man, I really don't want to leave y'all. I got something I got to do. If y'all are willing to wait like 5 minutes while I go take care of this business, because I haven't got all my points out, but I got to do something that's going to take like 5 minutes. And no, it ain't use the bathroom. It's Sherry says, Hate the Great said, tell you what's up. Tell my brother I said what's up. It's Sherry. I always appreciate my brother's presence, man, and his knowledge and his insight and his opinions. That's a knowledgeable brother. But if y'all down to wait this little 5 minutes while I take care of this business, if I get 10 people that'll say they'll wait, I won't get right off. But if not, I gotta go. Hold on, we got. Appreciate the love, Christopher Lee. Waiting for the day you bless us in the UK. What up, HSS? Yeah, well, you know, to come back. I've been to the UK. What part of the UK you in? All right. Give me 5 minutes, y'all. I'll be right back. Talk among yourselves. Apologize, y'all. That's y'all bring on. I had to take a phone call and do some stuff. Y'all still with me? Oh man, come on, man. Y'all is not still with me, man. Let me see what y'all was talking about while I was gone. I'm gonna get all up in y'all business. Okay, Erica. Erica said, on betting on me, who is the man with the crown? That's Dope E. Dope E, South Park Coalition, any of the beats y'all used to hear from back in the days, from Gangsta Nip, myself, Point Blank. Matter of fact, look, hold on, let me see something. Let me get my bearings up under me. Y'all look at, follow this pen. I'm going straight up. You see the face that this pen is pointing to? His head is kind of chopped off. Yeah. Kalumanali says he's learned how to go invisible with his rhyme power. Yeah, I was sitting here the whole time. Y'all ain't see me? Matt says he's checking on his dog. No. I had clothes in the dryer. I went and got my clothes out, and I had to make a phone call. But I appreciate y'all, man. George says, when I started my record label, K-Rino is one of the guys who welcomed me and my people in. Hey, man, salute, man. Okay, George, absolutely. The game is to be told, not sold. You said that wrong. No, I didn't. Yeah. Pardon me, Dolly is in the building. Yeah, yeah. When is K-Rino Day? Everybody in Houston got a day, man. That's crazy, man. My day is on the same day as the birth anniversary of Master Father Muhammad. So that's why I don't celebrate my day, because it ain't my day. February 26th. That's God's day. Let me see. Pardon me, Dolly says, does anybody think if a LLC you opened created an item that it would have an automatic patent through being created through the LLC to save on patent costs? I see. I ain't that skilled. I don't know. From what I'm reading, it seems like you are onto something that might be like a loophole. You say if somebody has an LLC that you opened, created an item, that it would have an automatic patent through being created through the LLC. If you was to contact anybody who you create the LLC through, they might not even give you the answer. I wouldn't even ask them that question. I'd ask somebody who may know more about patents, because I don't know the answer. Yeah. Y'all funny, man. SS, I see you. Phantom Face says that I should run double albums from now on. I mean, I feel like I drop them frequently enough to where it's close to doubles, even though, you know, a lot of people mad at me. Man, you haven't put an album out this year. I mean, we're going to be back heavy. We're going to be back end heavy. South Park Coalition album just dropped. The Path of Destruction album is with my homie Tragic from Canada. That's coming out. And I'm working on my next one as well. So it'll be some stuff coming in end of the year, early next. Yeah. But at the end of the day, whatever you do in your life, man, you may have a flower shop. If this is your company, this is your thing, man, you take full control of it. Full control. You are the one. You are the one who determines what gets done. You the boss. Now, a good smart boss is always open to suggestions and always going to surround themselves with people around them that's smarter than them and that have expertise in multiple areas. But young, old, or in between, don't never let nobody tell you that they'll handle everything for you. Now, you need help, but accepting help, which is hard for some of us to do, I'm one of them. Accepting help is different. It comes at a time where you've already established yourself as boss. Not accepting help where I don't know no better than just take my finances, man. You wonder why you ain't making no money, but your manager got a mansion. Is that Casa Man? That's a long name. Sorry, man. Lord, is that El Huslus possessed me in the last comment moment? I didn't see it. It's going to be a whole lot of material to talk about after that election. Ain't that the truth? I couldn't agree more. Username, I appreciate that, man. The Ties That Bind Us is hard. Go watch the Ties That Bind Us video right here on YouTube. Yeah. And go get the album called The Ties That Bind Us. Mrs. C.Y., you have to register a copyright and trademark separate from the LLC. Okay, somebody giving you some game on that patent. You have to register a copyright and trademark. Yeah, because we did pay for a trademark. Yeah. Yeah. Life is filled with pivotal moments, y'all. And sometimes we look back on those pivotal moments, that fork in the road moment, where we look back and say, man, if I'd have just did this way instead of that way, I'd be here instead of here. So what I try to do, with God's permission, I try to give you shortcuts. I try to open up wormholes for y'all, meaning that if there is a distance, if there was something that you're trying to get to, and it took me, it was 55 million miles away from me to get to it, I went the hard way, the long way. I'm trying to open up wormholes to where when you go through that wormhole, it's not going to take you, the distance won't be 20 light years. You can whip right through it and be real right there closer. But we can't get excited. We're too excited. We can't get overly excited and direct our energy and excitement towards the wrong thing at the wrong time. Because here's what they do. Go watch a video that I did many years ago to a song called Doing Bad. If y'all just coming in, hit the like button, man. We'll see if we can get to 100 likes. If we can't, it's all good. But if y'all are in here now and didn't hit the like button, hit it right now. But there's a song I did back in the days called Doing Bad. And in that video, there's a scene where the OG Wicked Cricket. Let me show them to y'all. Hold on. The OG Wicked Cricket, this way. Y'all see the pen? You see that pen where that pen is pointing up? Right above that globe? They got a glare on it, but that's the OG Wicked Cricket, man. There's a scene in that video where OG Wicked Cricket is acting as the CEO of a record label. And when the artist comes in, which was me, first thing he does, he puts a chain around my neck. He hands me a chain. He puts the chain around my neck, the label chain, and I'm like, oh, wow, I made it. Because that's a deflection. It's a smoke screen. They give you a chain, they give you a car, they give even some advance money. Which if I'm gonna get me with the money. But they'll give you a little advance money, not too much or nothing. They might put you in a house, but it ain't your house. So if you watch the video, when he put the chain around my neck, they was like, yeah, like basically, yeah, you made it. You part of the team. But the second I turned my back, he looked at somebody in the room and he did the cutthroat sign like, yeah, we gonna get him. And I put that in the video to signify that that's the mentality of these labels. See, we think because they just give you a little something, they throw you a little bone up front. They throw you a little bone up front that they care. I'm part of the team. I got the chain. Look, I got one just like the other rapper and the other artist and the CEO got. But you learn real fast that chain ain't worth nothing. That chain, ain't no power in that chain because life starts to kick in and you start to realize, well, man, these bills are still on my head. This rent is still on my head. Baby mama still on my head. Royalty check comes in. Whoa, this don't look right. Because we trusted. We trusted the wolf in the sheep's clothing. We trusted the wolf in the sheep's clothing. And we never had nothing before in our life, man. See, this rap game, man, is cold-blooded because we never had nothing, man. Think of how many successful rappers. I don't care if you like the rapper or not. Don't matter to me if you're a fan of the rapper's music. Just think about the number of don't want to use the word successful rappers. I'm gonna use the word because what I mean when I say successful, I mean they came from nothing. They came from the mud, blew up, name out there. Everybody knows who they are. Songs on the radio, touring. That's successful as far as your career is successful. The money might not reflect that in most cases, but think of the number of how many successful artists in rap that have come up. And then let's go do their backstory. Let's go do the origin story on them. Meaning, where did they come from? What conditions were they raised in? And then ask yourself the question, had it not been for this rap music, where would those artists be in terms of life? Like how many would be in jail? How many would be working regular jobs, maybe struggling to some degree, And I know what somebody might be thinking, because I thought it. But some of these cats got the success and they still ended up dying and going to jail and getting on drugs real bad because the lifestyle afforded them to do what was already in their mind. I get that. But that's not everybody. That still represents only a small percentage. Believe it or not. The media is going to magnify and expose and show more of the downfalls than they are the individuals who actually, did a good job and made it out of this thing, He's taking forever to throw this Hail Mary on. Touchdown. Wow. Unbelievable. If y'all watching the Washington-Chicago game, unbelievable. That was amazing. If y'all watching the Washington-Chicago game, that finish was crazy. That was crazy. But my point is, a lot of brothers and sisters have made it from nothing because of this rap music. Did not have master's degrees, bachelor degrees, and PhDs. Didn't go to college. Didn't become doctors and lawyers and scientists or none of that. Didn't make it in the NFL or the NBA. It was this music, this talent, this God-given talent that put them in position to take care of their families. Now, decisions that they make after that, those decisions are based on the lack of maturity and the lack of understanding to know how to handle and cope with that type of success and whatever little money that you did get. We got to work on us to get that together to prevent those types of things from happening to our young brothers and sisters, because a lot of times the labels know. They're like, we're going to pay this dude a little change, break him off, but he's a loose cannon. He's a loose cannon. He'll be dead or in jail. So we better get the most out of him as we can. Work the hell out of him. Let's line about 3 albums up for him, because he ain't gonna make it past this first one. But we'll still own 2 more that we can drop on him, because he'll get more popular after he die or go to jail. So taking control of your life and taking control of your career, taking control of your career, in reality, I'm having an epiphany right now. Taking control of your career is actually the second thing. It's secondary. Taking control of your life is number one. Because if you gain control of your life as early as possible, or even if you're not young, even if you're too young or somebody's too young, then may God put somebody in that young person's life, or may you be the somebody in that young person's life that teach them about life before you go into even business, because the understanding of how life works to the best of your ability and how people operate to the best of your ability, the understanding of that prepares you for how you'll handle your business, because you'll be already rooted in a principle. And a life principle dictates and tells you, I'm not going to let nobody run over me. That's a life principle that you carry over into business. I'm not going to let nobody manipulate me. I'm going to ask questions. I'm going to check, double check, triple and quadruple check. See? That's life lessons. That's look both ways before you cross the street. Mama taught you that when you was 5 years old. Depending on where you're from. Because we walked to school at an early age. When I grew up, we was walking to school at an early age. So the things you were taught early on in life, as y'all hit the like button, you were taught, don't talk to strangers, look both ways before you cross the street. That was it. A few more I ain't thinking about, but those are the two that stand out. Don't talk to strangers and look both ways before you cross the street. If you carry out those two principles, you'll be all right. You won't get hit by a car, you won't get kidnapped. So life principles carry over into business based on just how you read people and how you react to people. Don't let nobody tell y'all, we got it, we got everything. We everything. No, you ain't got everything. Yeah, Washington won, man. They threw a Hail Mary. Hail Mary. Got tipped at the goal line, dude. Caught it. All right, y'all. Let's see if there's anything else y'all got to offer. Let me read. I'm seeing a lot of new names, man. All the new people, if y'all new on this chat, man, please subscribe and please don't be a stranger. I post videos every day, well, almost every day. I want to see y'all on my everyday videos the same way I see y'all in here. Watch the videos. Some people, you don't have to leave a comment if you don't want to. You might not have nothing to say, but at least watch the videos every day, because I know you're going to get something out of it. Hold on, man. I see my homie Rodney Glenn is in the chat. What's up, RG? One of the dopest photographers in the game, man. He's came and photographed several of my events, man. One of the realest, one of the coolest in the game. The homie Rodney Glenn. Y'all see Rodney Glenn photography, man. Y'all show some love and support that if you're in the H, or if you come to the H and you're looking for a dope photographer, man. That's my homie. I see your RG. Appreciate the love. PTP says, K, have you ever done a documentary? No, we've talked about it. We was lining, we've lined a few up and was starting and stopped, and But I got some stuff, man. You know, I got some stuff, bro. That'll be a dope old school documentary. I got a lot of old school. I got a lot of dope footage, man. I'm gonna tell you how old this footage is, how dope this stuff is. This footage is so old, it's on these. It's on these. I gotta get it converted. Can somebody help me with that? I'm just saying, I got some stuff on these tapes, man. Y'all don't know. Still working on getting our website straight, man. Joshua Plus. Oh, my bad. I just dropped my email in the box, Joshua. Johnny Williams in the building. That C. Dean in the building. Grant's Modern Life in the building. Drop y'all locations, man. Let me shout y'all out. Demetrius, I know you crushed right now, man. Man, I feel your pain. Phantom Face, I'm going to have to do that. We got Old School Planet. Is in the 713. Tyler Norton is in New Hampshire. Gary Cameron is in Glasgow, Scotland. Shout out to Glasgow, man. I did a show in Scotland. In Glasgow, matter of fact, man. Showed me big love. DC 225s in Baton Rouge. Phantom Faces in Columbus, Ohio in the 614. The Reviewers in the 843. Landon Williamson is in Little Rock. HSS is in London in the UK. Drop y'all locations, man. We was going to try to get to 100 likes. Don't look like we're going to make it today. But it's all love. I appreciate y'all taking time with your big brother on this Sunday evening. Free Mind is in 337. I never knew how to say this city. Is it Derrida or Derrida, Louisiana? I never know how to say that. Gerald K, RE3. What's RE3? Or am I reading that wrong? Hold on, Rodney. Y'all got the y'all can convert them? The Portal and Kings Flea Market, man. Y'all show some love to the homie Showtime, aka Show Grind, and the homie Rodney G. It's Derrida. Okay, gotcha. Okay, 713, I got you. My bad, Gerald K. Dallas or the 49ers? Where they playing at? I'm going with the 49ers. Big Dude, Caribbean, St. Vincent. Gotcha. We all over the world, man. We all over the world. Even on a light day. Zip code back before 713. Or area code. You mean area code? I remember back in the days you didn't have to put the zip code in front of the number. Always look weird. You just see 732-5520. Yeah. All right, man. Once again, the South Park Coalition album is out on all the digital providers. It's called The Ties That Bind Us. Y'all go check it out, South Park Coalition. The video, The Ties That Bind Us, is out on YouTube right here on this channel. Subscribe to the Underground Dialogue podcast, which is my channel number 1. Hold on. And my channel number 2 is Legends 34 Sports Podcast. All of y'all want to ask me sports questions on days when I got a topic. Yeah. Okay, that's what's up. I'm gonna have to come holler at y'all, RG. I got tapes. Showtime might be on some of these tapes from way back in the day. We talking probably 20 years. This stuff 20 years old, man. I got stuff with everybody on there. I'm telling you, man. I got some stuff, bro. Yes, indeed. All right, well, if that's it, man. I wanted to get to 100 likes, but it don't look like we're gonna make it tonight. We broke our 100 like streak. I think we had got 100 likes. Probably, I can't remember the last time we didn't. So this breaks a streak. Every winning streak comes to an end at some point. So, but it's all love, man. New music coming soon. I'll catch y'all later on, bro. Peace.